If you recently purchased a vehicle and you had the ability to purchase your car insurance right then and there, if you had options in multiple companies to shop as you're getting the idea of the cost of the car to mix in the cost of the insurance, would you be more likely to give that dealership a positive review? Well, in this study done by Poly is that the answer is yes. Actually, they're saying Generation Z, 45 and below, they did a 1,000-person study on people that recently bought a vehicle in the last 12 months. Out of that, said 79% would like that to be part of the purchasing system. They said that would create a seamless experience. Now the question is that app going to take care of them? I'll actually link a video after this that goes a little bit more in details because we've tested this model and it didn't turn out as good as the article that we're reading is saying it is. 81% said they want the option. So just being able to click the button. I've actually made a video about 2 years ago that I believe I mentioned what I think the future is going to be. Essentially you get in your car, it's got the TV in there because they're all having 20-inch TVs now for this ecosystem, and you just push an insurance button. You can either pay for the day or you can pay for the week or month or year or however, or just pay as you use it or just pay a flat fee. So there's going to be a lot of options. Now that's far from coming in the future. It's hard to see that happening, especially with the way the insurance companies are going right now. They're actually making it harder to purchase insurance than making it easier. The main reason is if you've watched some of the videos on this channel, give me a note in the comments below if you have. I'd love to get that virtual handshake. But most people are not a fit for a lot of companies. And these companies are trying to cut the bleeding, we could say. They're trying to weed out the people that aren't a fit because they are losing way more money in claims right now than they ever thought they had. That's essentially why you're seeing these rates go 20, 30+% over the last 12 months and going in the next 12 months. You've got states like Florida and California where companies aren't even there anymore. They've essentially had 7, 8+ companies that have went insolvent and just bankrupt. You've also seen companies leave because the models that are put in place don't allow them to make the rate changes that they need to make to be a profitable company. And in all honesty, I get it, insurance is the bad guy and let's try to get our cheapest deal and get our best claim and all of that. That's fine and dandy, that's the industry, right? But if they're not making any profit and they can't survive, we're not gonna have those options available. But having that ability at the dealership to choose these companies is going to play a big factor in the future. And as we mentioned, 68% of the people said that they would give the dealership a higher rating if they had offered insurance to them at the moment. Now let me step back and say the opposite, because I've had a lot of customers call me at the dealership and it was seamless. I've also had a lot of feedback from people. I actually have a friend that works at a company that's their focus. They only work with dealerships. And so they try to get you on the app, you can get the quotes, you can get the numbers, and then you purchase it, but a guy in the background submits it. That's perfectly fine. But what they're seeing is a lot of the business coming in is, like we just mentioned, not the business that these insurance companies are looking for. And it's getting harder and harder because these insurance companies don't just want your auto. They want your auto and your home and your life insurance, and they want to be that one-all-fits-all for you. Those are the ones that your preferred customers, or you're 50 and older that have a house, that have 2 cars, that are like that perfect risk, never had any claims, accidents. Hopefully I'll be there one day. I'll probably have 2 speeding tickets, but if that was the situation, then those companies know that they're looking for that. And they know most of those people don't want that data. That's that 20 some odd percent that are saying, no, I don't want the option at the dealership. It's one more thing I don't want to worry about. I've got my guy or my girl that I'll go to. The other part is if you're shopping the insurance at the dealership and you're buying the car, because a lot of dealerships will sell you the car right then and there. And you're in and out within that first day. And sure, you can contact your agent and that's fine. But if you're going to purchase a car and you buy the insurance right away, that goes against a lot of these discounts. So you're actually going to pay more for purchasing the car quickly. There's what we call a longevity discount, staying with a company for a certain amount of time. There's another discount that's called early shopper, where you shop at least 7 days, or some companies are 10 days in advance. Having those discounts may not make a big difference to you because it's exciting. I got the car, I want it, I could drive it today, I can get the insurance on it today. Although legally, technically, most states allow you to just drive it. If you have insurance already, you don't have to actually, that's another video. It gets complicated there. But essentially, most states like in Michigan, Ohio, and Virginia, like they allow you to just take the car. If you have a loan, then the loan company might not let you take it because they want to see proof. So companies like Geico and these other companies are starting to see that. Some dealerships for years have had an insurance person on hand for that reason. If they have enough business coming in the door, then it makes sense. The issue that we're running into is there's fewer and fewer cars being purchased today that are new. So the people that are purchasing the new vehicles are not going to have as much business to afford to keep an insurance salesperson there. Having somebody sit there waiting for you is very costly. As they start to roll out these comparative apps that don't sell your information, which I fairly don't really know any that don't. So that's the other issue, is if you're going to do a comparison app, be careful, because you're probably going to get a phone call from 7 different people trying to pitch you on insurance. They've essentially sold your information for $15 to 7 people. There's that $80 bill that they got to make, and then they did that with 10,000 people. That's a completely different industry or completely different company. And yeah, you could get a good deal as long as you're willing to deal with the hassle of that. For those of you that are saying, you know what, Mark, forget that, I agree, this is maybe not a fit for me, I'll put a link in the description below if you're looking to shop with a specific independent agent that can shop multiple companies without having to have 100 phone calls. Yeah, they're gonna call you once or twice and try to get a hold of you or schedule an appointment, but that's the way that insurance originally was designed. We've gone away from that and gone towards more of the salesman, where you don't need the agent, just buy this, just buy that. And a lot of people are realizing that cheaper isn't always better. The coverage that you purchase, there's a reason that there's limits and there's prices based on the risks. It's just like betting on a football game. The odds are in the favor of the app holder. It's a really weird comparison. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think that this should become a norm? Should we have an insurance app in the dealerships where you can purchase it? Or should there be a person sitting there that's licensed and trained? I've yet to actually have an agent that is in a dealership that wrote the right coverage. That's just my personal experience. Or do you think that it should always just be the same way it is now, where you have the option to go online yourself, or you have the option to call your local agent and deal with them directly? Personally, I'd like to see a mix. I'd like to see one of those companies that is a good fit between the companies that should be a good fit, but they should also have the companies that are higher risk. And if we can mix those together into an app to where they can purchase it and get a local agent afterwards or on the side, or get some flags that trigger the app to reach out to you and say, hey, just a heads up, here's some pieces that you may want to consider, and at least walk you through that path, I think that could be a possibility. In the meantime, if you're shopping for insurance and you're wondering what you should put on the app, I'll put my Car Insurance 101 that goes over the actual coverages that you should be carrying. If you're trying to get the best deal and you're just looking for discounts and want to know what that app is going to ask you for, I'll put my discounts here as well. I'm Mark with Think Insurance. I'll see you in the next one.